You know, there's a world where, on this day, November 7th, 2025, we decide for our 5th video of the day to just talk about the Jordan Kyrou rumors. We'll talk about Montreal and Seattle and the Islanders. But instead of doing that, I wanted to take our sights over to the NHL standings and discuss a team that is literally isolated in the 5th overall spot league-wide. That team, of course, is the Anaheim Ducks, who have 19 points in 13 games this season. They lead the NHL in goals for with 55. And they're doing a lot better this year than the New York Rangers, who are in a pretty big tie for 23rd in the NHL, and via points percentage and other tiebreakers are listed at number 25. The Rangers aren't doing all too hot, but the Anaheim Ducks are. And I wanted to focus on two guys who happen to be on this Anaheim team, whom you could say the New York Rangers, they'd probably be a lot better if they had these guys in their system. Just saying. So, of course, we are opening things up by talking about Chris Kreider, 34-year-old winger, big guy, left-handed guy, former 50-goal scorer Chris Kreider, who last season had only 30 points in 68 New York Rangers games. Kreider then got sent over to Anaheim in a pretty interesting deal that I think a lot of folks will still remember. Kreider and a 4th for Carey Terrence and a 3rd. That's it. The New York Rangers trading away a guy that was so important, so meaningful in their organization, and who had such a tenured career of success with the Rangers, over to Anaheim for, I'm going to be honest, I'm sorry, Carey Terrence is not that impressive. Then you have Jacob Trouba, 31 years old, 6'3", 203, right-handed guy. His contract is $8 million a year, and he's making it till the end of this season. Trouba was already rumored to have been in serious trade talks with the New York Rangers during the 2024 draft period, but inevitably he ended up sticking around throughout the summer of 2024 and got sent over to Anaheim in the second half of the 24-25 campaign. That deal was also quite noteworthy, as if you look at the press release here, Jacob Trouba was sent over to Anaheim in exchange for Urho Vakanainen and a 4th-round pick. That was it. Jacob Trouba and Chris Kreider were both meaningful New York Rangers sent over to Anaheim, and Trouba in particular was the captain of the Rangers squad before the trade went down. They then had a vacant captaincy, and then the Rangers named Miller the captain heading into 25-26, and the rest is history. But here's the thing. Jacob Trouba didn't really establish the best reputation for himself in the last few years in New York. 6 points in 24 games played in the final season as a Ranger, and 8 points in 53 games for the Anaheim Ducks in that season there. You're already looking at it. Jacob Trouba has 8 points in 13 games for Anaheim this season. 51-point pace. This would be a career high for the 31-year-old defenseman. And Chris Kreider is also doing similar things. We spoke about this, but hey, he had 30 points in 68 games with the Rangers last season. He's got 10 points in 9 games this year with the Ducks. He missed some time to open up the year, yes, but now Kreider has 9 goals in 9 games, and after multiple multi-goal games to open up the season, he's gone out there with a 4-game goal streak where he's got 5 goals. Chris Kreider is a goal-scoring machine, and he is following the same pattern which led to him getting 50 goals in 81 games in 21-22 4 seasons ago. He is replicating what he did back then, and Jacob Trouba is producing more than he ever did as captain of the Rangers or otherwise, and we have ourselves some more tweets and narratives that we can bring up as well. This was posted by Canes to Arizona. Chris Kreider has 9 goals in 9 games. Jacob Trouba is playing his best hockey since he was in Winnipeg. K'Andre Miller came back tonight and looked like Slavin Jr. I think we know where the issue is here. Obviously referring to that New York Rangers squad. Now, hey, people are going out there and saying, hey man, you're trying to sneak Miller into that conversation. Just talk about Trouba and Kreider. Okay, well, let's shift our focus to just Jacob Trouba. This was posted on the Our Hockey subreddit yesterday, and I wanted to talk about this here. After having a negative plus-minus for the past 4 seasons straight, Jacob Trouba leads the NHL in plus-minus at plus 13. The next closest players are 5 at plus 11, Makar, Terry, Lehkonen, Nikishin, and Riley, and 4 at a plus 10, Gauthier, Strome, Matthews, and McCabe. Trouba also did not have any penalties this season until his first minor penalty tonight. Production-wise, Trouba has 3 goals and 5 assists through 13 games. This guy's literally the top plus-minus guy in the league. Like, who would have expected that out of Jacob Trouba? Talk about all the irresponsible penalties that he'd take in the playoffs. He's not taken any penalties this year. 2 penalty minutes in 13 games. Let's head over to the NHL standings and just try to look at the plus-minus conversation now. Is he still number 1? Yeah, he is. He is 2 goals ahead of second place. Lehkonen, Makar, Nikishin, Troy Terry. Look at all the Anaheim Ducks that are here. Trouba, Terry, Cutter Gauthier, and then you have Olin Zellweger at a plus 9. Things are looking really, really good for this Anaheim Ducks squad. And for Jacob Trouba in particular, this guy's playing like a player that New York absolutely could have been able to use. Top Reply says, here, after the whole Trouba to the Wings debacle, I've been having some whiplash feelings about this dude. Trouba gets traded to Anaheim. Damn, we could have used a top 4 defender. Trouba during his first season with Anaheim. Damn, I'm glad we didn't get him. Trouba now leads the league in plus-minus. Damn, we could have used him as a top 4 defenseman. Another reply says, to be frank, Joel Quenneville's system, the zone system, and offensive-minded philosophy has done wonders for Trouba. It has totally simplified his game and allows him to be creative offensively as well. Like, he seems like a whole different player at times. Also, the young, fast-skating D help out as well. 90% of the comments in the thread where he got traded were people crapping on the Ducks for giving up a 4th-round pick to get Trouba. Turns out Reddit commenters don't know crap. I'm gonna defend the Redditors, not the ones calling this the worst trade of all time, but the ones saying that it was overall the Ducks bailing out the Rangers, because most journalists and analysts agree that it was not a good deal for the Ducks. The problem is, none of us could understand just how bad the Rangers are. Because if this guy's all of a sudden playing really well, it's like, man, what was going on in New York that held him back all this time? Overcomplicating things, putting him in odd positions to where he would get all these penalties. He's the captain of the team, so he is supposed to be the forefront, the face of the franchise. Now it's JT Miller's responsibility to do that. And hey, the Rangers could have used a guy with 9 goals in 9 games if they were able to keep Chris Kreider around. I get that he didn't do that the previous year with the Rangers, but now he's doing that in Anaheim. These former Rangers are tearing it up, just a few miles away from Disneyland, and everybody who cheers for this Ducks team is super ecstatic to hear it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Trouba and Kreider's success in Anaheim versus how things were going in New York? If you're a Rangers fan, how do you respond to the success and how things didn't work out for y'all last season? Now, how does it feel? Because these guys would have definitely been useful if they were able to bring this level of productivity to New York. But the question is that even possible with the way the Rangers are handled? Thoughts in the comment section below, because that helps out with the algorithm. Likes and dislikes help too, so I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99 and bye.